Hi, I'm Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And this is Meaghan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about all things running. We get excited every week because really, other than running, we have nothing in our lives. So without that, we have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, we've got kids and family and jobs and stuff, but really running's the only thing that we're living for.
Mm. Oh, you don't know I don't talk about the other parts of my life.
What would be the other part of your life? I don't even know. Squirrel chasing?
I do that sometimes, only on weekends.
Finding
after long runs.
Searching the streets for trash?
That is a hobby I've come quite accustomed to. I was thinking about that in Baltimore. You get the good with the bad. Right. You get the copious amounts of trash everywhere. You get trash within that treasure.
Yeah. Or treasure within that trash. Yeah. Well, that's the thing people don't realize. Like, you can't run in the rural areas and find $20 on the ground.
Exactly.
You know?
Or 200.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Robbe, you found a canister of undeveloped film on your run last night.
Dude, I am on pins and needles right now as we speak.
What are you going to do with it?
Oh, I have it in my pocket.
I mean, I'm so excited. I hope, where can you get film developed these days?
So
it's probably bad.
That's an issue.
I don't know.
You put in this black canister, that thing survives.
What if that's like
next
the
nuclear war?
What is it? The Magruder tapes or Sagruder tapes? Well, I forget that they're called.
Zapruder tapes.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Kennedy.
Yeah. And what if there's something on there that you're like, oh my?
So this is
God.
where this. Okay, so let me see. Last night I was on a run, and as usual, I'm running through Baltimore City, and it's dark out, of course, but I run past. It's actually in our neighborhood. A house that's getting renovated, and there's a dumpster outside, and next to the dumpster that
I know him.
I was attracted to the dumpster. As I'm running past, I look down, and I just like see the canister. So I run like a block, and I'm like, I gotta go back and check and see if there's something in that. And so sure enough, I go back and I pick it up. You can hear that.
Okay, Robbe Raccoon at his antics again. I gotta tell you something. If I saw a black vial on the ground in Baltimore City, I'm not going near it.
Really?
As a matter of fact, I'm thinking there's something gross in there or drugs.
You're not intrigued.
I'm intrigued to get away from it.
Okay.
Like I would be like, Meg, would you stop and pick it up?
No.
Really? You're like we're like opposite poles of a magnet.
Yeah. Like I avoid the trash, you go towards the trash.
So I picked it up and I heard there's something in it, and I didn't check it till I got home because I wanted to be even more surprised. And sure enough, there's a roll of film in there that's undeveloped. And I wasn't sure at first. I was like, because I couldn't remember, is it just a new roll of film or undeveloped? But it doesn't have a leading edge out of it,
right?
So it's undeveloped.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm trying to figure out.
That's a good name for a band, by the way.
Undeveloped?
No, leading edge.
I was like, leading edge, yeah.
Especially
undeveloped
if you're
just sounds like a post-hardcore or something band. But anyways, so I went this morning before I came into work to Walgreens, known for their film developing services worldwide. And the woman's like, yeah, the company we've been sending it to just like isn't getting back to us. Okay, that's like... That's not a non-answer about whether you develop film. I was like, so you don't develop film then? She's like,
well,
no.
We do develop it. You just never get it back.
That seems like a large problem.
So there's got to be an internet company or something, right?
Yeah, because I think they send it out. But
they probably send you an envelope. You tuck
I feel
it
like
in,
Amazon's probably all over that. You can probably just like give it to a drop-off Amazon
thing.
And they'll be like, we'll do it.
There are internet services, but I was hoping maybe I could get it turned around quickly here. I think those take a couple weeks.
What do you like?
You know what he wants? Like a photo hut. Remember the photo huts, like 24-hour double prints?
Yeah, dude.
No, but like, what are you hoping is on this roll of film?
Just something interesting.
I don't know, because this is the thing. If it's, I'm hoping it's like leads to an unsolved mystery. But if it's
what if it's murder photos?
That's what I mean. If it is something like that, then I'm screwed because they're gonna flag it, and then they're gonna think I murdered someone.
That is a dangerous thing. You don't even think about like if there's something illegal on there, child.
Trust me,
stuff or whatever.
I had thought this out,
okay.
So I did think about that, and then I realized, well, my Strava GPS will corroborate my statement.
That's what somebody trying to hide something would say to the cops. I have a Strava segment here. I was nowhere near the murder.
The last time I had a roll of film like that, it was like from a middle school dance. So I hope you get something on that level.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's probably just boring family photos.
Yeah.
If there's even something remotely interesting, should we put it on a T-shirt?
It could. I mean, it looked like a Kanye West album.
Yeah.
We should do it. But I'll definitely post it to the gram.
Speaking of Kanye, aren't you glad you're not Pete Davidson?
Why, he's going to space.
I'm
It's
glad
fine.
I'm not either of them.
Yeah.
Just so much anger. I couldn't imagine waking up every day.
So I just found out today that they're basically neighbors because Kanye bought the house next to Kim. So they, so imagine that.
That's why he's going to space.
Okay, I know this is like
I gotta get away from.
I know
that guy.
this is straying from running.
Has nothing to do with running.
I know this is straying from running, but this is definitely a simulation scenario.
Okay.
Imagine like a dude who just like lives on or Staten Island, just kind of works his way into SNL. This is basically Billy Madison, or like like in real life, works his way into SNL, then is marrying like the most famous woman.
Is he marrying her? Are they
not
that
marrying,
serious?
dating the most famous woman in the world, whose ex is the greatest rapper alive.
Yeah, I might just bow out because you don't like. You're a footnote to. I don't know. Maybe this would be a good movie.
That's what it's
like
a simulation. There's no
Machiavellian.
way this is real.
Yeah.
It is a movie.
Anyways,
I will say, I know we're so far from running.
Sorry.
We'll get back to it. I said at the beginning of the show we don't live for anything but running, so I'm proving myself wrong. But like Kanye, I'm actually seeing his genius through these posts, though. Like as an artist, he's expressing himself in ways that are like gripping. Like we're fascinated by what he's doing.
Everyone has said forever that he's crazy, which obviously he has some mental issues, but it's all he's still at the top.
Yeah.
So is he?
Well, maybe you have to be crazy.
I think it's part of the package deal.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us.
Yeah, exactly. Great. We're nuts over here. Doing just fine. Yeah. Anyway, so why don't we get into our running? So we had a 5K this past week. We also are continuing to train. Meaghan's ramping up for Boston. Robbie's got a 50K this weekend. I'm starting my training for a half marathon coming up here in 2 weeks.
Like a week and a half.
A week and a half.
Really ramping up. It's
Yeah.
more like...
This is one of those ones where I'm not properly trained for, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I mean, am I properly trained for it?
Yeah,
you do
you'll
long
be
runs
fine.
every weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So with that, let's get into it. I want the Robbe report on what's happening leading up to Hat 50K, where your head's at, how you're feeling. What can we expect this weekend, Robbie?
Well, I think I did like the reverse taper. So, you should do the least amount of mileage in the week leading the race. I did that last week.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Some circumstances are beyond my control. My wife was out of town for a few days. So,
Well, that's taper. For 50K, you should be tapering.
yeah, but I only ran like 12 miles.
You'll
this
be
week.
fine.
So
Robbie seems to be able to pull rabbits out of his
harsh. So yeah, and I mean, I've actually ran the last few days, so I feel good. I mean, I have no issues with like thinking I'll be able to finish it under my.
See, that's what I think is beautiful about ultras.
Yeah,
You're just like, it's either going to be a few hours of immense pain or it's going to be okay.
Like you can give up whenever and still finish it, and no one cares.
Yeah, I was aiming for a 12-hour 50K.
Yeah.
No.
But I feel, after that 20-mile long run last weekend, I was like, okay, this is solid. I want to finish under 6 hours. Super A goal would be like 5:40 or something, 5:30, but that would be crazy.
I don't think it's crazy because I think that you are better on the trails than I am, and I've run a 5:40 something there.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I ran a 5. I think it was 46.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I ran a 6:08 there last time, so doable. I'm having a problem with what shoes I'm gonna wear.
I was gonna ask. Did you decide?
No, because
bring them all.
Yeah.
There's 3 loops.
Yeah,
I know,
one for each loop.
I probably will bring at least 2 pairs, but I don't want to spend a lot of time changing it out.
Here's the problem. It's going to rain now between.
Right. That's what
you're going to have. You're going to want dry socks and you're going to want a pair of shoes that aren't totally 3 pounds heavier with mud.
But here's the thing. So there's a decent road section. Maybe did we talk about this in the last
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the road section, the field section, the mud,
Technical climbing.
And creek crossings where you're gonna get wet.
Yeah.
So what's the deal there?
I always go for comfort.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I mean, you need some traction, but like
the Innovates that I wore the one time,
it's not a bad idea.
I had probably my fastest time on the course, but my feet got killed on the road sections.
Yeah, they're a little firm.
Well, this was also like the low drop, like
yeah, they're all low drop.
Thin. It was the trail claw or whatever. It's
like
called.
what about the Solomon?
Ooh, glide ride.
Yeah.
No, the Ultra Glide.
Ultra
yeah,
Glide.
I would do that if I don't have the
he
size.
doesn't have
I
the
got the
size.
wrong size.
Remember, we gave Brandon his pair.
That actually would. Man, now that I think about it, I probably
That'd be
would
the
have gone
perfect
with
shoe.
that. Yeah.
Do you have the Challenger ATR or?
No, I don't have any. Like I have the last version of the Speed Goat, which I guess I could do, but they didn't have my size in this newest one. But then there's if the Nike Trail, like the peg trail, if that
has the right cushioning.
But I feel like if it gets wet, it's gonna be so heavy because I have run in that wet before.
What about the GTX?
Well, that's what I was wondering. But then if that gets submerged, then it's like real disaster.
It's only going to be for a little while. Like you're going to it'll submerge. Your foot will push out the moisture because it's just going to expand. I think you can get the water out.
I've also
it's
thought
not
about
going to be like quick draining, but you could get the water out.
Yeah. I've also thought about the Speedland because that would drain super well. And then I've thought about the Tectonics, but the traction on that is not great.
What about that Adidas shoe that we had?
That's one. That's also like one that was actually at the top of my list. The Terex Speed Ultra.
Yeah,
I think you're just gonna have to make a game time decision.
Yeah. Look, you're light. That's a nimble shoe.
Well, this is a good problem to have. I understand. Everyone probably listening to this probably thinks it's ridiculous that we're even talking about it.
I've seen people, if the course dries out, I've seen people run hat in a pair of Brooks Ghost.
Yeah,
so
exactly. I mean, you can run in pegs for sure.
I think to Meg's point, I would err comfort over technical.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah. All right. So we're going to all wish Robbe excellent luck this weekend. Are
you going to come up?
I want to come up. So I think I'll grab Brandon. Maybe we'll grab a couple cameras. So if we get some epic pictures of Robbe.
Well, there will be other faster bastards joining us.
There will be, but we have a favorite on this day. And then
I'm blushing.
I can bring up the flags, and we can get those epic finish line photos of bastards carrying the flag up, which I always love.
They have like the best swag ever, So this year they're doing like Patagonia shirts.
What?
Nice.
Yeah. Did you see Patagonia did a collaboration with Dogfish Head, and they have a beer. It's like Kalina or something. I forget the name of it, but
weird.
Yeah, it's got Patagonia branding on the beer can.
That's interesting because Dogfish Head's an East Coast beer company.
It is. I thought that was interesting. Also, like Patagonia, it's kind of off-brand a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they're sustainable hippies. And
I guess Dogfish Head is a little bit like
I feel like that's fine. Yeah.
No, but beer is more what I'm saying. Like they're about adventure and outdoor.
Yeah.
And beer. I mean, like the people that are going to be drinking that are going to be yanking it out of their Yeti cooler. And, maybe their new Ford Bronco.
Yeah.
And
I'm not judging.
Yeah.
All right. What else is happening?
We got Meaghan's training. How's that going, Meg?
It is going well. So this past Saturday, we had like the most insane weather in
Worst
the world.
weekend. Is so glad that wasn't last weekend.
Oh my god!
It's the only time I've ever started a long run outside and then finished on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't blame you, man. That was the worst.
I was getting ready to go out, and it was rain in the morning, and so right when I was getting out was when it was shifting to snow. Meaghan pops back in. She's completely soaked head to toe, like wet rat.
Like similar to Wednesday morning, that workout that was real bad.
Yeah.
It was like pretty similar, like high 30s, mid 30s, and just pouring rain. So I went out with like a rain jacket and gloves and tights, and it was okay for a while. But then I was just like soaked to the bone, and the rain started turning into ice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I was like getting like hit in the face because it was also 20-mile-per-hour winds. And I was like, this is painful. So I like turned around, and then it turned back into rain, and I was like, all right, let me just go switch out my gloves because they were soaked. And I was like, if my hands are warm, I'll be fine. So I swapped out my gloves. I went back outside to start running, and I was just frozen. And I was like, I can't do this.
Oh, that's the kind of cold that gets to your bones.
Yeah. So I just hopped on the treadmill.
And I took one for the team, went out and ran outside so she could use the treadmill.
You had 4 miles to
do. You're up for the sainthood.
I know. I basically went out for the Saturday morning to take a shot with the Faster Bastards, do my little 4-mile shakeout, and head back to the house. But my foot problems seem to have disappeared.
Oh, that's good.
Before we leave Meaghan here and her training for Boston, we will be doing a shakeout run, bagel run in Boston with ASICs. So they're going to have ASIC shoe demos. They're going to have ASICs.
So this is Sunday, April 17th, the day before the Boston Marathon. We're doing
8:30 a.m.
a shakeout run with a bunch of bagels and coffee. Meaghan Featherson will be there. She's going to be giving some last minute nutrition tips, and they'll have like recovery stuff. So like the boots, Normatec boots.
Get your legs in good shape right
Thomas's
before the
hands.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm going to be jumping around with all kinds of energy because I'm just doing the 5K on Saturday up there in Boston. I know, another one. I hate them.
You're going to be in full on party mode.
Yeah. And I'm going to be ready to party for you guys on Sunday and just hang. I'm excited to get to run with some of the people that listen to the show and the podcast. So if you're out there and you're going to Boston, definitely we have an RSVP page set up because we need to know how many bagels, because I think we're going to go through. I think the metric weight is shit ton of bagels. You got to carb up for Monday anyway.
We'll put the link in the description for you to RSVP.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's going to be fun. It'll also be in this week's email. So check that out. If you don't subscribe to our email, you should. You get a great recap of everything we've done that week as far as reviews and videos. And you also get a little blurb from Robbe, kind of like Robbie's Corner.
Yeah, who knows what it could be? It's a grab bag.
It is a grab bag.
It really is.
Last week had me cracking up.
Oh, I'm
so
glad.
it's a good time.
All right.
I do have, for the first time in a long time, this weird tight Achilles happening, but I know what I did. I was at the pet ER all day on Monday because our dog has pneumonia, and I didn't drink a sip of water all day, and then went out for a run, and I was super dehydrated, and like all of my tendons were tight, and I was like, this is a horrible idea.
Yeah, I know my foot drama went on for a long time. I finally got with Ben Adams, who works for PT here.
And sounds like the 34th president or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or actually probably like a third president.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Adams.
Yeah.
Brother Ben.
John Adams is third. Is it Jefferson?
Dude, I graduated from
that was
elementary school like a long time ago.
States and presidents are gone in my head now.
Yeah. I've used them so much in my adult life.
Well, it would have been perfect for today.
Yeah. Although if it comes up on Jeopardy,
I was right. He was the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I met with him. He gave me some stretches to do and said it didn't sound like a stress fracture. And I don't know if it was just the timing of everything or if his stretches work. I want to hope his stretches work. I've been doing them. I continue to do them. And things are going well. I was able to run the 5K that I was a little worried about not being able to run. Big shout out to our wide foot reviewer, Jarrett, who set a goal. And I think for Jarrett, it was not an audacious goal, but a big goal for Jarrett. Like, he used to be somebody that once he pushed past the 9s, he was struggling, and he wanted to do a sub 20-minute 5K.
Yeah.
And he's been working out, and he's been crushing his workouts. He's been working with Meaghan, and he went out and just destroyed, not even close. Like, it wasn't like a 1959. He did a 1930 and just reeled it in. And I couldn't be more proud of the kid because I think he really worked. I watched him work. He did the training. He did everything that you asked him to do.
I mean, he's someone who pushes like pushes for pain. Like,
yeah, he
works hard.
No, he definitely does. Like, don't take this the wrong way. If you look at him, you wouldn't be like, that's like a soup. Like, that's like. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying.
Like, if he was lined up, you wouldn't be like, who in this group is going to go sub 19?
Right. But like, he uses every advantage he has mentally, physically, and puts it all out there.
And he did it.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. I did exactly what my Coros watch told me I would do with my current fitness. So I was pretty happy with that. I ended up with a 21-minute flat 5K, which
you're like the only person who's okay with the 0-0. Yeah.
You know, you get greedy. It's like, oh, I could have had a 20, 59 or something, but I don't care. Honestly, in the results in this one, I think I'm mentally getting better. Like, of course, I'd want to be faster. I'd love to be in the position to sub 20 a 5K right now, but that's just not where I am right now. And I think that's in the past where I used to get F myself in the head because I would be like, this is where I should be, even though my fitness and my level, considering that I'm coming off the foot thing, I didn't do any speed work until a couple of weeks ago and got through. I remember when I told you, I said, hey, Meg, I want to go fast at the 5K. And you're like, you're injured and it's a month away. And I was like, just get me there. And you're like, whatever. All right. And then I actually tried to keep up with Jarrett on one of the 800s. And that's when I kind of realized I wasn't in shape for like sub 20 right now, because when we did the 800s, he was just crushing me and I just couldn't hold with him. But normally, like, that would have spun me into some form of depression or something, because I wasn't performing to where I thought I should be. Where this time, for some reason, my mind has just switched to be like, okay, I'm going to go out, I'm going to do the best I can with the fitness I have. And I felt great, and I felt great about the result where I ended up. And it wasn't a PR, it wasn't anything like that, but it was what I had for that day. So I was happy, and then did shots with the entire bar, spent more money on Bullet than I could have bought. Like 4 bottles of Bullet I bought, I think 20 shots of a Bullet. And it was 200 something bucks. And I was like, that was dumb. Bullet's probably like, what, $50 a bottle?
Yeah, you definitely could have bought 4 bottles.
Yeah. But you're all endorphins are popping.
Don't we have some of the office? You could just pack in your.
We're at the finish line. We're at the finish line.
And he like hands me back the credit card as we're leaving, and I was like, "Where did you get this?" And he's like, "I found it in your bag." And I was like, "What did you buy?" And you're he's like, 20 shots,
a pair of Alpha Flies.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I enjoyed spending that money because we all enjoyed it. We had a good time. We drank the shots. Meg didn't.
Everyone else enjoyed you spending that money too.
Yeah.
Several friends said it made the run back to their cars a little bit more challenging.
Yeah. But it was good. And that also, I kind of wish you were there, Rob, because the vibe, you know how it is with the Faster Bastards after a race when we're all together.
Yeah.
The vibe is good. Just.
Everyone had their grit hats on.
Yeah. Sunshine. And it was awesome. And then, now back in, I don't really have that much time to improve my fitness for the half, but I'm in a good headspace at least.
Yeah.
Go out and have fun.
Yeah. And then I've got, the Boston 5K and then Frederick half and the Cherry Blossom 10 miler.
Yes. I forgot I have to do that race too.
Frederick or Cherry?
Cherry Blossom.
Are you doing Frederick?
I just hate driving to DC. It's like I don't even want to.
I've never done the race though, and it's like kind of iconic.
I know.
feel like we have to.
I just try to abstain.
It was one of my
DC
best 10 milers I've ever done.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a great race. I just hate the logistics.
I feel you.
Of everything DC.
DC is the worst for driving.
You start right in front of the Washington Monument.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is. I mean, if you can't get pumped up standing in the nation's capital.
Mm-hmm.
It's run 10 miles or storm the Capitol. I don't know which to do.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out on race day.
I got my buffalo hat.
They should have a choose your own adventure. One will get you in jail for federal offense. The other one, you just get a race tee. With race results, I have this problem, and maybe this is more like ultras and things. Why is it 2022 and we can't get race results like
instantly?
Yeah. Like there's so many races. They're on 20 different platforms. They're like...
Run Sign Up sent us a text message right after the 5K that you got your result like within 10 minutes.
Well, that's nice. Except, guess what? I went to Charm City's, the 5K's page yesterday and was trying to search results and it's broken, so I couldn't find anyone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you go to Run Sign Up, though, and look at the event from Run Sign Up?
I didn't, but
that's probably...
Again, why doesn't it just direct me to there? Why am I on some other page?
Because Charm City has their own website. So, real quick, though, after results, did we have any news that we wanted to cover?
Just that the United Airlines New York Roadrunners Half Marathons this weekend, and it's a stacked field.
Who all is running? Can you give me some names?
Let's see. So there's 24 Olympians, 8 Paralympians, and 6 open division athletes who hold a half marathon national record in their respective countries. So open U.S. Olympic medalists include Galen Rupp, Molly Seidel actually just dropped. Sarah Hall.
Sarah Hall just has the women's record for the half marathon after Houston.
Does she run like every race?
Yeah, pretty much. She actually talked about that. She's like, people may think that I'm doing it wrong, but I love to race. And if I love to race and that keeps running fun, then basically eat a bag away.
I mean, I feel like that was a normal thing 30 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like
you did all the things. If you're going to do speed work, why not do it at a race?
Yeah.
Some of the other exciting like American women, which I get excited about: Des Linden, Emma Bates, Annie Frisbee, Kim Conley,
Isn't
Erica
it hard?
Kemp.
Like the people that have been on the podcast, it's hard for me not to root for them. Like they're my favorites. Like if you want us to root for you, be like Frisbee, be like Bates.
Probably at the top of your list of things to do.
Yeah, get on this podcast. Yeah. Plus, it usually happens if they're not sponsored. After they're on our podcast, they get sponsored. And 2, they win stuff.
Or they break an American record or
like
a world
look at
record.
Cara D'Amato. Yeah. She was nobody before she came on the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, right before we jump into the shoe review, we'll get into our regular interview. Who we got this week?
Brice Partouche.
Yeah, it looks like Bryce, but it's Brice.
And he's the founder of Satisfy Running.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen them. If not, you're missing out.
Yeah, I dig the aesthetic for sure.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump in real quick. This is a popular shoe. We got our miles in. Our video review should be out probably by the time this podcast is out. It's the New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 V12.
I think you got that right.
Nailed it.
Yeah, wow, that was kind of
I don't
impressive.
think they include the X in the actual name of the shoe.
Yeah.
No, that's like the foam, but like they don't call it that
in the actual
name.
Shoe. So you went
X is gonna get you.
You went above and beyond.
I went above and beyond. So what we have here, just real quick, we have a gusseted tongue, which we always love. We have hypo knit upper for that stretchy feel. You've got the Fresh Foam X in the midsole for lots of cushioning, and you got some durable rubber. This is a daily trainer. This is a workhorse. Meg, what do you think of this shoe?
So the main update that I loved about this shoe is the heel. If anyone wore the 1080 V11,
the heel counter,
the heel counter, they had like a stiff.
It was like a molded thing.
Yeah, like a stiff molded heel that just did not fit my foot right, and it was rubbing and it was uncomfortable, and I just didn't like it at all. So anyway, they switched to a more traditional heel counter and fit, and it's much better. The shoes do run too long, so I would suggest half size down. They are wide, which I didn't hate as much as Thomas with the narrow foot. But it's a really solid, fun daily trainer. I love the cushioning. It's not quite as much as the More, but it's still a good bit of cushioning underfoot.
Yeah. So my big gripes with this shoe are that it gained weight, but I think their sizes are off. So I don't know if it gained as much as I think it did. I think if it came, like I had a 10.5 last time. I have a 10.5 this time. This time it runs way too long, way too wide. It's just too big on my foot. It's only a half size off, I think. I think if I got a size 10, it'd probably solve some of these problems. But for me, it kind of took away from this shoe being heavier, like just not fitting as well around the foot. So it made the experience a little less. And on top of that, I have a little confusion because now I'm kind of like, if I want max cushion New Balance, I want the More.
Mm-hmm.
What's with all the I swear all the sizes of every shoe company now are like, they're all off.
I know. I feel like it's something they should be able to figure out.
Well, I'm wondering if it's because of the production problems they're having. They're switching factories. They're moving stuff over. And maybe somehow the lasts or the things are getting mixed up and a 10.5 last is landing where, 11 should be or something like that. I'm going to guess I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's a production error and from moving factories around. But the quality of the shoe seems really good.
Yeah. And some people are super excited because they have higher volume feet or wider. Like New Balance definitely caters to that crowd.
The hypo knit upper will stretch out and pretty much cover. Like you're not gonna have a shallow toe box in this. It's gonna feel good. It's really stretchy over over the vamp. So I think a lot of people with wider feet are going to love it. Robbe, you also tried it on. You have a narrow foot. The fit wasn't working for you.
Yeah, New Balance is like Patagonia for me. It's like nothing fits right. Like no matter what size I go in, it just like never feels right to me. So
I feel bad. I just got a mental picture of Robbe walking around Patagonia trying stuff on and nothing's right.
It's like perpetually in between sizes. It's ridiculous. But anyways, yeah. I haven't run in it, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, color wise, design wise, I love it. It looks fantastic. Lots of compliments, and whenever we posted it or I wear it around, people seem to dig it. It's a great looking shoe. Yeah, I fixed the sizing, and I would normally request a half size down just to see if it helps. I think it would. I don't think I need to go through the whole trial for it, but yeah, I was a little disappointed with the fit. All right, so let's move along here, and here's Brees.